Welcome back to Soldier Field, getting ready for the Bears and the Arizona Cardinals. It's never a dress rehearsal for our Luke Canellis. He's on the sideline right now with a report brought to you by North Shore University Healthcare System. Take it away, Lou.
Good evening, Sam. All right, all week long, Lovey's treated this like a regular season game. Players' meetings, players' schedules, very little media access. Also, he has game planned for the Cardinals, both on the offensive and defensive side of the football. Brian Urlacher, not part of that game plan, won't play tonight. Told me he could have if it was a regular season game. He expects to practice on Monday, but probably will not play Thursday against Cleveland. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Lou. We'll be hearing from Lou throughout the evening with reports from the sideline, interviews with the players. The Bears have won the toss and elected to receive. There is Bears head coach Lovie Smith, and certainly concern that he had last week after last week's loss to the Oakland Raiders. There's Ken Whisenhunt, who has done an outstanding job with his Arizona Cardinals. Took them to the Super Bowl 2 seasons ago. Last season, they were knocked out of the playoffs in the second round. And big changes in Arizona. Kurt Warner is gone. Their great all-star linebacker, Carlos Dansby, gone. And now they've got a quarterback controversy brewing.
And Larry Fitzgerald's hurt a little bit.
That's right. He's out of the lineup with a knee injury. Jay Feely, new kicker, taking over for Neil Rackers, who went to Houston. Feely will kick it off. You saw Danielle Manning deep.
That's good to see Danielle back there.
Yep.
You know, very explosive weapon for the Bears in special teams returns.
And in front of him is Rasheed Davis. And we talked about right at the top. Feely set to kick it off, and here we go. Manning, 3 yards deep. Looking for a lane, slips one man, good return, stays on his feet, and then gets tripped up with a good return to the 28-yard line, a 31-yard return. Jay Cutler leads the team out onto the field. You see his numbers thus far in preseason. Made some good plays, but the concern for Jay Cutler is the protection.
Yeah, Jay's looked very sharp, and given a little protection, you know, this is what this offense is looking to do, is start moving the ball down the field, and Jay's looked solid.
Desmond Clark lines up in the backfield as a fullback. Greg Olsen, the tight end. And now Clark goes in motion. Cutler to put it up, pressure from the outside. He throws, and a little confusion between Johnny Knox and Devin Hester downfield, and the pass incomplete. Staples makes it easy for you to know who's on the field. As we get a look at tonight's starters, Staples, that was easy. Hester and Knox, the starters at wide receiver, with Greg Olsen, the tight end, Matt Forte, the running back, and Desmond Clark lining up as an H-back, sometimes as a fullback. Offensive line, keep an eye on Lance Lewis. A bit of an ankle problem, but expected to play through it. Cutler short drop, gets time, completes to Hester. First down up to the 39-yard line. Take a look at the Arizona Cardinals on defense. They play a 3-4 defense. Brian Robinson, one-time Bear. In the middle, Calais Campbell, long arms, good pass rusher. 4 linebackers, Darrell Washington, second-round draft pick out of TCU. Great speed. They brought in Joey Porter, who was in Miami last season. Secondary, Greg Toller getting the start. Dominic Rodgers-Cromartie, the shutdown corner. And Adrian Wilson, the Pro Bowl safety, one of the best in the league.
From NC State.
Good job getting that in. In motion, Johnny Knox on first down. Cutler backpedals, gets pressure, throws short of Johnny Knox. Greg Toller covering.
Well, there was a big sigh of relief on the first completion to Hester. I want to say it was more for Chris Williams blocking Calais Campbell than it was for the completion. Obviously, Chris Williams had his struggles last year in Oakland, had a good solid week of practice, I'm told, and so hopefully he'll settle down tonight.
Desmond Clark lines up in the backfield. And the toss to Forte. Picks up a couple of blocks. And then he ran into Darrell Washington, number 58, with help from Paris Lennon, number 51. Pick up of 3 on the play. They'll bring up a 3rd and long for the Bears, and Devin Aromashadu will come in as a 3rd wide receiver.
The talking about the Bears getting started fast. There's such urgency coming in here. There's Mike Martz, known for getting on the board fast, known for putting pressure on the defense right away. And this is a key 3rd down here for the Bears to keep this first drive going.
Looking for continuity. Aromashadu went in motion. Here's Cutler on the drop. Got protection, hits Aromashadu for a first down at the 45-yard line. Good protection thus far.
That's what you get with Jay if you give him a little protection. Jay looks very comfortable in the pocket. Look at that. Nobody near him. Chris Williams doing an excellent job on Joey Porter. And here you see Aromashadu letting everything clear out and then coming right underneath, finding the nice soft spot in the zone.
So the Bears have moved it to the Arizona 45. 2 tight ends in. Desmond Clark and Greg Olson. Hester goes in motion. And Cutler getting good time. That time he's picked off. Intercepted by Dominique Rodgers-Cromartie. Their top cornerback stepped in front of the intended receiver, Devin Hester, and made the interception.
Hard to say what went wrong here, Sam. The ball seemed to hang up in the air quite a while. I'm not sure if Johnny Knox cut this route a little bit short or Jay was just late on the comeback to the outside. It looked like Jay had started to the right, came back late to the left, and that's what caused the late throw.
And my apologies, the intended receiver was Johnny Knox, as Eric mentioned. So now the Cardinals from their own 39, and that is Derek Anderson, 6th-year man out of Oregon State, played with the Cleveland Browns, and signed on here, was going to be the backup to Matt Leinart, but now he's the starter tonight, bringing up the quarterback controversy, and he completes on first down to the tight end, Steven Spock. Picks up 11 on the play. Staples makes it easy for you to know who's on the field. As we get a look at tonight's starters, Staples, that was easy. Defensive front, Israel Adonijah getting the start. At left end, Julius Peppers was strong last week. Hunter Hillenmeyer playing in place of Brian Urlacher. Pisatino Isamoa getting the start with Nick Roach out. Secondary still short on safeties with 3 injured safeties as Craig Stelz, Major Wright, and Josh Bullocks are all out. Tim Hightower and Jason Wright in the backfield. Inside handoff to Hightower. Breaks 1 tackle, then got hit hard by Chris Harris. Picks up 5 to the Bears' 45-yard line.
Chris Harris is a good example of a heat-seeking missile. Watch this come up on the top of the screen here from right to left. He gets pushed outside. Briggs gets a hand on him, and all of a sudden right there, bam, there's the big stop. And Tim Hightower is pretty good sized back. Chris Harris comes in there with a good, solid thud from your safety. You got to have that physical tackling presence there at your strong safety position.
2 tight ends for Arizona, Spock and Beck. Without Larry Fitzgerald, who they hope to have ready for the start of the regular season. Hightower carries for a couple of yards down to the 42-yard line. Hightower is starting, but he and Beanie Wells just alternate. 2 outstanding running backs that they have.
They good. But to get back to your point, Sam, about the quarterback shift there, a lot of change, big change, right, going on in Arizona with the change between a quarterback, Matt Leinart, not getting to start tonight.
There's Leinart on the sideline, very upset, frustrated, disappointed, all the emotions you would expect for being benched. Here's 3rd and 3. DJ Moore in as a 5th defensive back, number 30 for the Bears. Out of the shotgun, Anderson gets some pressure. The ball batted up in the air and falls incomplete. Matt Toina almost intercepted. He made the diving effort, but a good play by the Bears on 3rd down. Exactly what Lovie Smith and Rod Marinelli wanted to see.
Well, Hunter Hillenmeyer does a great job of reading the quarterback's eyes, takes him right to the one-on-one matchup, which was even better covered by DJ Moore. Excellent job. Moore there is trying to fight with Corey Graham for that nickel starting spot, and did an excellent job there in coverage.
Devin Hester back at his 10-yard line. The punter is Ben Graham. He's got a big, strong leg. Kicking toward the sideline and away from Hester. It goes out of bounds inside the 15. They spot it right at the 15-yard line. And the Bears get the ball for the second time. The defense comes up strong after the interception thrown by Jay Cutler. Jay Cutler 2 for 5 to start the game. 5 of the first 6 plays, pass plays.
Well, you know, we talked about Mike Martz likes to be aggressive, get the ball down the field early. In the open, I talked about some of the additions, Jay Cutler being one of them. I think Jay's one of the better talented quarterbacks physically in the league. He's got to make that next step up into being a game manager. And in training camp, it's been palpable from the players. Talked to Desmond Clark, and he was saying that, you know, last year Jay was running the offense. This year he's taken charge of the offense. And that's what, you know, hopefully Jay continues that progress well into tonight and beyond into the season.
Devin Aromashadu in at wide receiver. Here's Matt Forte, a couple of blockers. Cutting it upfield. Gets 2 yards on the play.
Getting back to
the
Jay.
17.
He, you know, a lot's been made this week. There's not been a ton of results that we talked about in the open on the field, sort of sustained drives and big plays offensively. And Jay has to get that going. The offensive line has to get that going. But a lot's been made of, hey, is it too cushy, or between Jay and Mike Martz and, you know, all the beautiful things Martz has been saying about Jay. Well, would you rather have it the other way?
Yeah.
Would you rather have nothing to good say about your starting quarterback? So
Forte on second down, short pickup. So the run blocking, which was pretty effective last week, not getting in sync yet, as Forte has only been able to pick up a couple of yards. As you take a look at our first down markers, brought to you by Lexus, helping us know where the ball is and where the Bears have to get to for a first down. 3 wide receivers on 3rd and 7.
Look for the Cardinals to bring some pressure. They're a 3-4 team. They love to blitz the linebackers and safeties. This is a great down to do that.
Joey Porter, number 55, lined up on the right side. Cutler in trouble, and down he goes. Cardinals came with the blitz, and it broke through. Cutler sacked on the play. Clark Hagans, the outside linebacker, left side.
You see Hagans come here, and there's the corner right around the edge, and the O'Meal has to come off right there, and then Hagans slips underneath. It was more of a coverage sack. They didn't get to Jay right away. He just couldn't get the ball down the field.
Cutler to the sideline. 3 and out for the Bears, and Maynard at the goal line, the punted away. Justin Miller is deep to receive the punt. One-time Pro Bowl returner when he was with the New York Jets. Struggled with the ball, was able to hang on, and then gets brought down at the 43-yard line by Tim Shaw. Tim Shaw fighting for a spot on the roster. Always a big-time special teams player. Let's get an updated look at the North Shore University Healthcare System injury report. Brian Urlacher told Lou Canellis he could have played if this was regular season tonight. Probably won't play Thursday night in Cleveland. Caleb Haney expected back for the regular season. So is Major Wrights. Josh Bullock should play on Thursday night. Nick Roach out till the regular season, had surgery. And the Bears hoping that Earl Bennett will be ready for the regular season as well.
Some nicks, but no serious season enders, right?
5 defensive backs for the Bears. Derek Anderson, the starting quarterback, expected to play into the second quarter when Matt Leinart will come in. This is Jason Wright, hard runner, fighting his way, staying on his feet. What an effort by Jason Wright, getting very close to a first down. Give him 9 yards on the play. That's quite an effort by the 3rd string running back.
That's a great attitude run, Sam. You love to have toughness in your team, your offense. It just gives a boost to everybody when you've got a guy that's playing that hard in the preseason, fighting for a job. It just boosts everybody up. Larry Fitzgerald was the first guy out there to congratulate him, too.
Jason Wright out of Northwestern, 7th year in the league. Played with the Cleveland Browns before he joined the Cardinals. Here's Larry Fitzgerald on the sideline. 2nd and 1. I agree with you there. There's a reverse. Steve Preston. And what a job by Peppers to slow him down. The chase continues, and Preston, reversing his field, gets hit hard short of midfield. That's a loss back to the 49-yard line, a loss of 3 on the play. Lance Briggs with a big hit to knock down Steve Preston. But what a play Peppers made here.
Peppers getting it started. Watch him stay home. Almost gets chopped down, but forces the whole play back. Preston crosses it, or reverses his field, and look who's there at the end. Lance Briggs makes the stop. Peppers chasing the play down the whole way.
3rd and 4 for the Cardinals. Empty backfield. Anderson gets time. And the pass through the hands of the running back, Tim Hightower, out of the backfield. Usually a reliable receiver. He was the second leading receiver amongst running backs last season. Second to Ray Rice of the Baltimore Ravens. But he dropped that one, and Ben Graham is on for his second punt. Once again, Devin Hester back deep.
Good 3 and out for the Bears.
Yep. Defense has responded well. Graham gets it away. Hester looks. Ooh, that may have hit Rasheed Davis.
Sure
and
did.
It went out of bounds. It hit his foot. Davis didn't see it coming, but the ball goes out of bounds, and the Bears will take over at their own 12-yard line.
Bears preseason football is brought to you by North Shore University Health System, Chase, Miller Lite, and U.S. Cellular.
Here's tonight's Toyota Fan Zone question. Which team will be the Bears' toughest opponent this season? Jets, Packers, Patriots, Vikings. To vote, text Toyota space and A, B, C, or D to 69050. On first down, the play fake by Cutler. He's got plenty of time and finds Desmond Clark. Up to the 19-yard line. Give him 7 yards.
Talk about
the Bears throw on first down.
Sam, talk about scanning the field. Jay started all the way over here on the left side. Brandon Malu-Malayuna is actually the guy ultimately came free, but maybe it took him a little too long to get there. He's nearly 300 pounds running a corner route. But yet Jay still had the time to look all the way to the backside and find Desmond Clark in the flat as an outlet and still gain 7 or 8 yards.
Johnny Knox and Devin Hester, the wide receivers. Greg Olsen, Desmond Clark in, with Clark lining up in the backfield. Again, the play fake. Cutler steps up, rolling and looking, chased by Calais Campbell. He throws it away. That's a big man, Calais Campbell, who took over as a starter last season and provided some good pass rush.
I've been watching the pass protection. Looks solid. They do a little stunt upside. Darnell Dockett, you see, gets wiped by the quarterback there. And Jay, nobody really to throw the ball to once he gets outside and wisely throws it away.
3rd and 3 for the Bears. No score in the game. See the numbers for Jay Cutler. 3 for 7. 3 wide receivers in. Devin Aroma should do the 3rd wide. Olsen goes in motion. And a timeout. Looked like Olsen lined up in the wrong spot. Jay Cutler wanted to get him to the other side, but time was running down on the play clock. And a timeout used by Lovie Smith and the Bears.
Find out how you can win tickets to the Miller Lite Party Deck for every home game at MillerLitePartyDeck.com. The Chicago Bears proudly choose the great taste of Miller Lite as their official beer.
Tonight's game is fully interactive. Share your comments at the official Chicago Bears Facebook page, accessible directly through ChicagoBears.com. That's what it looks like. And we welcome your comments, thoughts, suggestions. Cutler, late blitz, long throw for Knox. He was run into, looking for a flag, but no flag. And
Apparently
the catch was
not
made.
needed.
Not needed because Knox held on to the football. Good play by Johnny Knox.
Cutler took a great shot here as he gets rid of the ball. Knox is running down the field. The ball's a little bit behind him. You see him gets great position, gets a step on the defender, and Cromartie, without looking back, gets a hand on him. But Knox does a great job adjusting to the ball and cradling that thing inside and not letting it touch the ground.
Great catch by Johnny Knox. Good concentration. 41-yard gain. Cutler rolls, wants to throw a screen to Forte. Cuts it back. Nice move by Matt Forte. Gets down to the 31-yard line. Pickup of 9 on the play.
Sam, we were talking to Mike Tice before the game, and he had mentioned the thing about this offensive line is that they can all run. You see them out here on the screen. They're all athletic enough to get blocks, which is a great dimension to have if you're a passing team. To keep the defense away from your quarterback, screens are a tremendous weapon, and to have 5 guys that can all run like that, the Bears are very, very, very lucky.
3 wide receivers in on 2nd and 1. The end around to Hester. He's in trouble and thrown for a loss. They tried to fake to Forte and play the end around to Hester, but they lost 8 on the play. It'll bring up a 3rd and long.
That gives you a little sense, though, of Mike Martz trying to do things to keep the defense on its toes, always having to be aware of how to cover the entire field. Reverses, screens, pound the football at you. He makes you think as a defense.
Chester Taylor in at running back. 3 wide receivers. Have to get to the 30-yard line for a 1st down. Cutler gets time. Throws. Johnny Knox with the grab. It's a 1st down at the 26. Another good catch by Johnny Knox.
You had to wonder this preseason, Sam, when Jay Cutler, the things that Jay Cutler can do that other quarterbacks can't, that we've been hearing about, shows up, and here it is. Defender right on Johnny Knox's back, and the ball gets threaded in there from about 25 yards away. Good anticipation, good solid pocket for Jay to step up into as well.
Ball at the 26. Desmond Clark lines up at fullback. Cutler straight back. Throws too high for Johnny Knox. Bring up a 2nd and 10. Join us for the only Bears pregame show in Chicago every Sunday morning at 10:30 a.m. during the season. Bears Game Day Live is brought to you by Subway.
Sam, when I watch the Bears offense, I feel like I'm watching my own golf game.
Really?
All 3 phases never show up the right way on the same day. You know, the chipping, the putting, the driving. It never all comes together at once. And the Bears just a little out of sync as this game's getting rolling.
8th play of the drive. 3 wide receivers. Roma Shadu is in as the 3rd. They all line up left. Cutler throws the screen to Chester Taylor. Couple of blocks. Taylor down to the 12. They'll mark it back at the 13-yard pickup. Calais Campbell chased him down. But there's the value of Chester Taylor.
I'm telling you, Sam, if you have an offensive line that can get out, look at that cut block there by Lance Lewis. If you can get an offensive line to get out and on the screen game and make your defense on 3rd down play sideline to sideline as they rush the quarterback, what a weapon that is. And Chester Taylor's a great 3rd down back to execute that.
Bears in the red zone. The red zone brought to you by Sports Authority. Just inside the 14. Forte, the ball was snapped back to Forte in the Wildcat formation as Cutler lined up out left. Hester was in the backfield, and the snap was to Devin Hester.
There you go. Well, they're bringing out a couple of plays here. Hester gets in the back, doesn't look the ball all the way in. Come on, it's a short little punt.
Oh, you want to show them different looks.
Absolutely.
And the Bears are mixing it up.
You have to give him credit that this is what the preseason is for. You haven't seen this type of play calling here in Chicago and the type of weapons they have, and it's new to everybody. So there's a little comfort to get in place first.
Empty backfield as Forte splits to the right. And again, Cutler steps back and calls a timeout. 2nd timeout the Bears have used here in the 1st quarter.
Bears preseason football is presented by Chase, the official bank of the Bears since 1934.
Bears with a 2nd and 13 as the young fans, they're getting ready for the regular season as well. Good drive for the Bears, which started at the 12-yard line, and Jay Cutler's numbers are improving. He's hit 4 of his last 5.
Yeah, it's amazing what Jay can do with a little protection.
3 wide receivers in. And Matt Forte, the running back. 10th play of the drive. Short drop, Cutler throws, and the hit on Johnny Knox forced an incompletion. Good play by Dominique Rodgers-Cromartie, the cornerback.
Went to the working against a Pro Bowl cornerback here in Cromartie. Jay just gets the ball out of his hands real quick. And all three meet at the same time together. The ball, Knox and Cromartie, and just a good pass breakup. Dominic, he had 33 pass breakups last year. Sam, that's pretty good. That's a pretty high number. He arrives a lot when the ball gets there.
Olsen splits out right, everybody out. Cutler being rushed, steps up, and he's in trouble and sacked back at the 20-yard line. Combination of Darnell Dockett and Clark Hagens. 2nd sack of the game on Jay Cutler.
This really falls on Jay. This is not the offensive line. He has time to step up and at least get the ball out of his hands. And Jay's an athlete. You know, he's going to try to make something happen. Sacks aren't the worst thing in the world. They're only bad when they come like a sieve rushing through and he's got no chance to look downfield.
Good news for the Bears is Patrick Manley is back this week, the long snapper. Maynard the holder. The 38-yard try was blocked. Calais Campbell, who stands 6'8" and has long arms in the middle, got the hand up and deflected that kick.
Walking off the field, Robbie Gould was pointing to himself. I don't know if he was saying that he was late on the approach. Everything looked all right from him from the spot in the hold. Hard to say what went on there, other than the guy being 6'8" and having long arms.
It's a big man in the middle.
There's no givens in the NFL. You know what, Sam? Every play is coached to its fullest. You sit in some of these meetings and special teams and what they go through for extra point and field goal block. It's very detailed.
So a long drive by the Bears comes up empty. Cardinals start from their 28-yard line. Bears come with a blitz. Hightower trying to get outside. A good job by the Bears to shut it down. Pisa Tino Isamoa in on the tackle. For the stories that'll have you talking, watch Fox Chicago News at 9 with Bob Surratt and Robin Robinson. Marcus Harrison in at defensive tackle for the Bears, replacing Tommy Harris, and DJ Moore in as a 5th defensive back. And we've come to the end of the first quarter. Bears defense has looked good.
Absolutely.
They have shut down the Cardinals. But the Bears haven't been able to put any points on the board. Long drive from their own 12, stopped short, and the field goal try blocked. End of the first quarter, Cardinals and Bears, no score. The Bears are paying tribute to the monsters of the Midway in our Miller Lite Bears Facts. Give us a taste of the 1940s and that great era in team history. One of the biggest stars was George One-Play McAfee during the 1941 championship season. McAfee alone led the team in scoring, rushing, interceptions, kickoff returns, and punt returns. He's in the Hall of Fame and is number 5, retired by the Bears. Start of the second quarter. Anderson's short throw to Early Doucette, who's just back from an injury. No gain on the play. Well covered. Bears defense with a good effort thus far.
Yeah, that was a well-designed play. They had DJ Moore coming off the slot on a blitz. Daniel Manning backing him up, so when the quarterback throws it quick, because he doesn't have a blocker there to pick up the blitzer, there's Manning to make the play for a yard or two.
Lance Briggs a little limp in his jog as he comes off the field. It's 3rd and long. Anderson gets pressure from Peppers and gets rid of it to Hightower, and Hightower gets a first down. Tim Hightower, a dangerous man, takes the short pass, turns it into a first down with a 10-yard pickup. And that was something that upset Lovie Smith last week, those third down plays. He wanted his team to shut the other team down on third.
No reason for it. A little dump off, a great pass rush, and you can't get off the field on a dump off with 3rd and 8. The Bears were 27th in the league last year, Sam, in third down stops on defense. It's an area they really need to improve on to improve their season.
Brian Ewu, number 62, in at linebacker, replacing Lance Briggs. The blitz coming from Danielle Manning, and Anderson throws it away. Arizona Cardinals are concerned about their offense. Derek Anderson getting the start tonight.
Yeah, here you see Manning coming off the edge right there, unblocked. Nobody for him, and it's a good. He did not come completely out of control. Kept his feet, did a nice job of staying in front of the quarterback and forcing the ball to be thrown away.
Mark Anderson in at left defensive end for the Bears, replacing Israel Adonijah.
Safeties for the Bears are having a strong night tonight, Sam. This is an area coming into camp that needed to improve.
Beanie Wells in at running back for the Cardinals, takes the draw play, and just a couple of yards on the play. Beanie Wells had a good rookie season last year, 7 rushing touchdowns, rushed for over 700 yards, and says he's going to nag Coach Ken Wisenhunt to get the ball more. He says he wants to double his output from last season.
That's great. Young guys that like to chirp to the head coach. Never seen that before. Hey, when you're a productive guy, the coach loves actually to have guys wanting the ball like that. Got to have confident players.
Crowd comes alive. It's 3rd and long. 4 wide receivers in for the Cardinals. Anderson, rush from the outside, gets rid of it, complete to Stephen Williams. Down to the 41 and a first down. The blitz by DJ Moore didn't get there. Stephen Williams, undrafted rookie out of Toledo, has had a great preseason.
He really has. He's, as you mentioned, undrafted, way down in the depth chart, and they get some early injuries in their receiving core, and Stephen Williams has stepped up very nicely this preseason for the Cardinals.
So a couple of third down conversions for the Cardinals, and they're in Bears territory at the 41. Beanie Wells falls forward for a couple of yards. Ryan Ewu made the stop.
I'm sorry, Sam. One thing I've been impressed with this preseason defensively, really across the board and almost in every game, in every situation, has been their run defense. The key to that is upfield penetration. You see Rod Marinelli there is predicated. You got to get up the field and force the cutback, and the Bears, the coordination between their defensive line and linebackers is very solid against the run.
Corey Graham is in for Zach Bowman. Looked like he hurt his hand. Israel Adonijah back on, replacing Julius Peppers. On 2nd down, Anderson being rushed. Pass too high for Early Doucette.
That time the Bears brought the blitz. The Cardinals were able to pick it up. They slipped Doucette around Manning, but they just didn't make the connection.
Bring up a 3rd and 7 at the Bears' 38-yard line.
Now this is the area, Sam. They're across the 50 now. It's a 3rd and 7. This is an exact moment, a key stop the Bears have got to make that we talked about tonight coming in.
They've converted 2 3rd and 8 on this drive. Blitz coming again, and that time it almost got there. Danielle Manning with a hit on Stephen Williams, but how about Derek Anderson? He hung in there, took the hit, and completes the pass for a first down.
Hunter Hillenmeyer pops out. Watch this, right there, right to where Anderson wants to throw the slant, and he's got enough poise to hang in the pocket, know he's going to take the hit. That's what playing in the NFL is all about as a quarterback. Anybody can make throws when you're got time to throw. It's the guy that can stand in there knowing he's going to get hit and still deliver. That's the guy that's going to play.
On 1st down, the play fake. Anderson puts it up, completes to Williams, and he's in for a touchdown. 27-yard touchdown pass to the rookie Stephen Williams, who is really making a strong case to make the Arizona squad. for the Bears. A little breakdown here.
Well, you see Chris Harris right there takes a bad angle. The throw gets in front of him on the slant, and Harris is running over the top of it, and you lose that middle presence. You got to play smart football and not lose the angle.
The Cardinals convert on the extra point by Jay Feely, and they get on the board first. Good drive, which started at their own 28-yard line. They converted some third downs and score. Watch Bears on Demand exclusively from Xfinity. More choice, more control, and more entertainment with Xfinity from Comcast. Sam Rosen, Eric Kramer, Luke Canellis here at Soldier Field. The Bears trail 7-0.
We talked about Sam getting stops. 3 third-down conversions, 2 3rd and 8s, and a 3rd and 7 that time by Derek Anderson, hanging tough in the pocket against the blitz.
Derek Anderson had a Pro Bowl year a couple of years ago with the Cleveland Browns. Guy who was drafted by the Baltimore Ravens was cut. The Browns picked him up and played well there, but then just changeover in personnel, and he became free, and the Cardinals picked him up to be the backup to Matt Leinart. But right now, Leinart has not had a good preseason, and Derek Anderson making a case to be the number 1.
Hard to argue with what just happened there.
Danielle Manning at the 3. Manning with great speed, but he got tripped up. Good play by the Cardinals. The ball came loose, and they fight for it, but it looks like the Bears have recovered.
In real time, it looked like the ground caused the fumble.
Kellen Davis came up with the ball. We talked about Derek Anderson. There's Jay Cutler coming on the field for the Bears offensively. For Derek Anderson and the Cardinals, little celebration as they scored first.
Bears preseason football is brought to you by North Shore University Health System. 4 hospitals, a vast physician network, more than 75 medical offices. At North Shore University Health System, excellence is all around you.
Bears start from the 27-yard line. Jay Cutler stays in at quarterback. Desmond Clark lines up as a fullback, now shifts. 2 tight ends in. Chester Taylor is the running back. Blitz coming from Adrian Wilson. They pick it up. Cutler throws deep for Hester, off his hands. He had half a step on Rogers Cromartie, but that's a tough man to beat.
Yeah, that's just tough. Devin Hester has done some great work this year. Here he's working against Rogers Cromartie. Jay gets the time to throw the ball. They bring the blitz. Great throw, gets a little stutter move there, and he runs to go get the ball. It just doesn't stick on the fingers. Really good play everywhere. Those are the type of plays that have to connect. You know, for the team for the Bears offense to get where it wants to go, those are the things that have to happen.
It's like your golf game.
There we go. Bogey, another bogey.
2nd and 10. Play fake by Cutler. Throws outside to Johnny Knox, and he didn't hold on. Took a hit after the play, and the ball came loose, incomplete. Let's go down the sideline to Lou Canellis. Lou.
Sam, on the Arizona touchdown drive, Lance Briggs injured his right ankle. He's in the locker room right now and questionable. Follow up, Eric, to what you were saying about the Bears defense needing to stop Arizona on 3rd down. Chargers, Raiders, first 2 preseason games converted 42% of their 3rd down opportunities. That can't happen.
Thanks, Lou. So Brian Urlacher looking on. Expected to work this week, but not play in the final preseason game in Cleveland, and be ready for the regular season. Hester in motion. Cutler on 3rd down, in trouble, running for it, and he's got the first down. Good athleticism, good wheels by Jay Cutler. Runs for the first down. Picked up 12.
Back to my golf game analogy. The team just looks a little out of sync. They just got that play off before the play clock wound down to 0, and Jay just alertly, nobody's open. The rush gives him a free lane to the outside, and there was nobody there for the Cardinals to pick him up.
clock.
They bought themselves a nice first down there. 3rd and 10. That's a tough conversion under normal circumstances.
Cutler showing some versatility. Bears had a good drive earlier and failed to convert after getting down inside the 20-yard line. Hester and Aroma Shadu, the 2 wide receivers. At the 39, Cutler off the play fake, wanted to set up the screen, and goes to Chester Taylor for a short gain up to the 42-yard line. Flag on the play. Mike Carey is our referee. His 21st year as an official in the NFL.
Holding. Offense number 68. 10-yard penalty, still first down.
On Frank Omiel, the right tackle, sets the Bears back. You can win a chance to be the captain of the 4th phase, representing all Bears fans on the field at the home opener with the All-State 4th phase kickoff contest. Log on to chicagobears.com for details and enter today.
Frank Omiel got caught for the hold. You know, it's something. He's been one of the brighter spots here coming into this camp. The right side, him and Lance Lewis. What's going to happen there? And talking to Mike Tice before the game tonight, said Frank Omiel actually has graded out the best of all the offensive linemen.
On first down, Chester Taylor slowed down, but he cuts it back. Turns it into a nice gain and still goes for more. Taylor cuts it inside, down to the Cardinals' 37-yard line. Beautiful run by Chester Taylor. He got a big block from Johnny Knox that sprung him. 34-yard run.
Prior to Johnny Knox, you get the nice cut back there by Chester Taylor. Gets some quick pressure up the field, but then Chester's such a good, explosive, quick back. He takes advantage of the over pursuit. Now watch here. Omiel at the screen gets singled up, keeps battling, caves the whole thing down, and that creates the back door for Chester Taylor.
And some good blocking downfield by Johnny Knox, the wide receiver. Good run by Chester Taylor. Here's Taylor again, looking for an opening, none there. No gain, maybe loss of half a yard on the play. Paris Lennon, the middle linebacker, in on the tackle. The veteran middle linebacker, played with St. Louis last season. Comes over to start right now, number 51, but eventually they're looking at Darrell Washington to be the starting inside linebackers. They play the 3-4.
Sam, I didn't realize Chester Taylor was as quick as he is. He's made some cuts this preseason, back of the Charger game, and you saw there, he can go after it.
6 defensive backs. Play fake by Cutler. Low throw to Knox as he holds on. Michael Adams with the tackle after a short pickup down to the 35-yard line.
This whole game, Sam, is about technique and being consistent, and that Jay just got a little bit lazy there and didn't get his body moving into the throw. He's got a strong arm. That's why he feels sometimes he can just fall away. But it's like shooting a fadeaway jumper. You wouldn't do it on purpose if you're shooting free throws. Just stand in there, put your feet on the line, and make the shot.
Job by Knox to hold on. Bears have to get to the 27 for a first down. 3 wide receivers, all to the left. Cutler gets rid of it to Devin Hester down to the 30-yard line, and it'll bring up a fourth down. So the Bears drive stalls. And once again, the field goal kicking unit comes out. Last time, Calais Campbell with a partial block on the field goal try by Robbie Gould. This will be a 48-yard attempt. Maynard the holder, Patrick Manley the long snapper. And the kick on the way is off the goalpost and comes back out. Big hook, and it hit the upright and falls in no good on the kick. Plenty of leg by Robbie Gould, but bangs off the upright. Bears players, take over your radio on Bears All Access. The next show is Wednesday at 6 p.m. on WSCR 670 The Score, before settling into its customary Thursday night slot. Bears All Access is brought to you by Sports Authority. There's some good young fans, good crowd on hand here at Soldier Field. Cardinals from the 38. Anderson throws and completes to Stephen Williams. Boy, is he impressive. He's gotten a chance to play with Larry Fitzgerald out, and he's made the most of it. And now the draft pick they have, Andre Roberts, third-round pick, is injured. So Williams has a big opportunity to make this team.
Absolutely. Steve Breston, Larry Fitzgerald, those are the two guys coming back because Bolden's gone. And then here's Stephen Williams out of nowhere is making plays all over the place. At least the Bears did not get to him, but they at least got Anderson on the ground. Couldn't prevent the throw, but at least knocked him down.
On first down, Beanie Wells runs into a crowd, pushes the pile a little bit, and is then shoved back. No gain on the play. Piece of Tino Isamoa in on the stop. Israel Adonijah on with Julius Peppers at defensive end. Lance Briggs is out. Brian Ewu, who came over from Jacksonville after he was waived by Jacksonville. Bears signed him. And has had a good camp. The toss to Wells, trying to cut it back. Good play. Hunter Hillenmeyer there to wrap him up. Loss of 3 on the play. Hunter Hillenmeyer is really settling into his role, knowing he's a backup but can fill in at any linebacker position.
He's tall. He's 6'4". He's rangy. And now watch this. Watch Tommy Harris come in here from the side as well, working down the line. Tommy Harris, can be one of the game's better 3 technique tackles. He's explosive and can get up the field and can be a disruptive force. He's been healthy for most of the preseason. If he can stay healthy, what a big plus that will be to the Bears defensive front.
3rd and 13. Have to get to the Bears 36 for a first down. And they stop the play. False start against the Cardinals. So that'll set them back 5 more.
Start. Offense number 83. 5-yard penalty is still 3rd down.
Steven Spock, the 5th-year tight end out of Fresno State, called for the false start, and the Cardinals back in their own territory. Ken Wisenhunt kept his team in Nashville. They played in Tennessee Monday night. They practiced against the Tennessee Titans Wednesday, practiced at Vanderbilt Thursday and Friday before coming to Chicago.
You would expect they'd be gassed coming in here. They look pretty fresh.
Anderson off the hands of Beanie Wells. That's something he needs to work on, his pass receiving. And he dropped that one.
Julius Peppers working to get up the field, gets a hand on Anderson, forces the dump off throw. Would have been short of the first down anyway.
So a good defensive series for the Bears. Devin Hester standing back at his 15-yard line. Flag on the play. Ben Graham gets the kick away toward the sideline, and Hester kind of guiding it out of bounds as the ball went out of bounds at the 12-yard line. Would check out the flag. Bears were offside. This is the preliminary signal by Mike Carey.
Offside. Defense number 19 lined up in the neutral zone. Arizona's elected to take it at the end of the kick. 5-yard penalty. First down.
So the choice given to the Cardinals. They take the 5 yards, and the Bears are set back to the 7-yard line. Bears looking for some offense here.
Bears preseason football is sponsored by Staples, United Airlines, Subway, and Lexus.
Now, some clarification. The Cardinals did not have the right to, or the option to take the 5 yards after the kick. If they decline the penalty, they accept where the ball is spotted, and that's where the Bears will take the ball at the 12. They didn't want to kick it again. I think Ben Graham has kicked plenty in preseason.
He had 42 or 44 punts downed inside the 20 last year, led the NFL.
On first down, the draw play, Chester Taylor at the 16-yard line. Time now to send it down to Lou Canellis for a North Shore University Healthcare System sideline report. Lou, what do you got?
Sam, with Lance Briggs leaving this game with the ankle injury, Brian Urlacher sitting out with the bad knee and also, the calf, and Nick Roach having his knee scoped, the Bears are playing this game without their starters at linebacker. Listen, that position was in flux all of last season. Lovey had to use 6 different starting combinations at the linebacker spot.
Good point. Thanks, Lou. On 2nd and 6, Cutler throwing low. Good grab. Sliding catch by Devin Hester at the 31-yard line. A first down. Pick up a 15 on the play.
Wanted to come into this game, or come out of this game, with some rhythm between Cutler and his receivers. Good job of securing the catch and not letting the ball hit the ground. And as we've said in the beginning, a big key to that is the offensive line, and Chris Williams in particular, since he was under the microscope from last week, doing a great job so far.
Cutler, blitz picked up, throwing too high for Devin Aroma-Shadu, who was covered by Greg Toller on the play. Bears have done a good job picking up the Arizona blitz. Cutler 10 for 19, 129 yards, 1 interception, and is hooked up with 6 different receivers in the game.
Still, Sam, would love to see Jay get in some sort of a quick, fast tempo rhythm here and hit 4 or 5 in a row.
Taylor remains in. Cutler, pressure for Calais Campbell, flag on the play. I thought his arm was coming forward. The pass incomplete. Cutler took a hit from Calais Campbell. And a little slow getting up. And Campbell beat Chris Williams on the play.
Offense number 68. His decline brings up 3rd down.
Omiel is called for the hold.
Omiel gets the hold here. He is down here at the bottom. Well, you can see he's got his left hand across the chest of Hagens, the linebacker. Good call.
And got to be concerned again. Chris Williams beaten on the play by Calais Campbell. 3rd sack of the game for Arizona. Rasheed Davis in as a 3rd wide receiver. Cutler gets time, throwing, and it's intercepted by Greg Toller. Intended for Devin Aroma-Shadu. Well covered on the play. And Cutler's pass a little underthrown, and the fans getting on the Bears offense as they head for the sideline.
Well, Jay gets the protection to throw the ball, but Aroma-Shadu, the only place to throw this ball is up high and on the sideline. Aroma-Shadu's got a nice height advantage here. He's 6'2", Toller's only about 5'10", and the place to put that ball is up over the outside shoulder.
Toller trying to win the cornerback position, starting cornerback position, makes the pick. And Cutler to the sideline to talk things over.
Jay came up a little sore from the play before. Maybe that affected the throw.
And Matt Leinart comes into the game. Started training camp as the #1 quarterback and sat down after some mediocre performances, and he throws and completes to Stephen Williams. Stephen Williams, 5 catches here in the first half.
Sam, a lot was said about Matt Leinart in this training camp after the first 2 games, only getting a total of 13 passes, whereas the bulk of the work went to Anderson. But as I can tell you, as being in that position, you have a lot of time over those first 3 years to prove yourself. So this preseason training camp is only a portion of that.
More on that when we come back. 2-minute warning. Bears trailing 7-0. Back here at Soldier Field, here's what's coming up at halftime. A news update from the Fox Newsroom. A special Lou Canellis U.S. Cellular feature with General Manager Jerry Angelo. First half highlights and first half analysis from the quarterback, Eric Kramer. Matt Leinart
checking out of the blitz. Now the Bears check out of the blitz.
Pressure from Peppers. Short throw to Jason Wright out of the backfield. He's got a first down to the Bears' 36-yard line. Cardinals have all 3 of their timeouts. Here's the Bears' offensive possessions. Interception, punt, 2 field goal attempts. 1 was blocked. The other hit the upright, and another interception. Leinart on first down, gets time. Nobody open, steps up and throws incomplete. Late pressure from Julius Peppers. Matt Leinart, who had the great collegiate career at USC, went 37-2, a couple of national championships, came out as the 10th pick overall in the 2006 draft, started in his rookie season, got injured in his second season, and Kurt Warner took over as the starter and led the Cardinals to the Super Bowl. Warner is retired. It was supposed to be Leinart's job. Now it's up for grabs. Leinart throws short and completes it to Max Komar, rookie out of Idaho. Pick up a 5 on the play. Hurry up offense for the Cardinals, and they decide to call a timeout.
You know, this is a great opportunity for Leinart, obviously, to show how he can respond to the adversity of not getting to play this week. He came out and said publicly, look, I'm disappointed, I'm frustrated. This does not seem fair. And yet, here he is finding himself in a situation where you can actually do something about it. The way to talk about it is with your play on the field. But I can understand the frustration, all the hype. You know, I was never a #1 draft pick. No one ever expected anything. I mean, it's easy to come in the back door, or easier sometimes than it is to fall on your face, coming in the front door, and then have to pick up the pieces. Here, Matt's having to do that.
Derek Anderson, 7 for 12, getting the start. Last game it was Leinart who started. Anderson came in late in the second quarter and played into the third quarter. Leinart will stay in, start the second half, probably play the entire third quarter. Beanie Wells in the backfield. Komar in motion. Leinart being rushed by Adonijay, gets away, dumps it off to Stephen Preston. Preston goes out of bounds at the Bears' 23-yard line. Good job by Leinart getting away from Adonijay.
Again, got the pressure, got part of the pieces together here, but can't finish off the complete puzzle. Adonijay gets a hand on Leinart, but then there comes Preston streaking across the underneath to get the first down.
Changes on the defensive line for the Bears. Marcus Harrison and Mark Anderson are in. Tackle and end, respectively. And Adonijay has moved to the right side. Toina, the other tackle. Out of the shotgun, Leinart throwing short to Komar. DJ Moore takes him down. He's down just short of the 15-yard line. A pickup of 8 on the play.
Too much on an easy first down completion there. A little too soft. You're deep into your own red zone territory now. It's time to stiffen up.
The blitz coming. The dump off to Beanie Wells. Runs hard inside the 10. Down to the 6. The ball's loose. Big pileup. And we'll see who comes out with a football underneath the pile. Wells running hard, but took a hit, and the ball came out. And the Bears look like they have it. Bears defense is heading to the sideline. Bears recover. Big turnover.
Great play call. The Bears coming on the blitz, needing to put pressure. It's a great time to call the little screen like that, right?
Danielle
The
Manning
ball gets stripped out by Manning.
rips it out. And Zach Bowman recovered the fumble. A wild scramble and the big pileup.
Manning has had an excellent game tonight. Made some good tackles. Been a good force in there at safety, and really, hopefully, well, turned the ball around, and hopefully got the Bears another opportunity here with 40 seconds to go down and do something.
A good job by Danielle Manning. The Bears short in the safety position. We mentioned the injuries. with Major Wright, Josh Bullocks, and Craig Stelt still out. Wright expected to be back. He can do everything with the exception of having contact. There's a booth review in the final 2 minutes. Mike Carey talking things over with the officials, so I believe he's going to go under the hood now and take a look at that play.
Look to see where the knee is when the ball comes out. That view is blocked out. You can't see if he's completely got that knee down or not.
All right, did the knee hit the ground before the ball came loose? The ruling on the field is a fumble, so they'd have to have definitive proof that he was down before unless they if they wanted to overturn it.
Just not going to get an angle to see that unless there's one we haven't seen. We've seen 3 of them. There's the knee down. Looks like the knee's down first, huh?
Yeah.
It looked like the knee was down first. That was a good angle right there. There's the knee down. The ball comes out afterward. I think this is the best angle I've seen so far. There's the knee down on the ground. The ball is still in his arms.
Right there, it's coming out, but the knee was down before. All right, so there is a decent chance here that this will be overturned, which will be unfortunate for the Bears.
Going back to Matt Leinart, you know, Sam, I can't tell you the pressure it is to be under, to be given the starting job, go into training camp, be drafted #1. But I can tell you what it's like to be given the starting job, go into camp and start to falter a little bit. You know pieces start crumbling around you, and yet you've got to somehow try to maintain your focus and get the job done anyway. And I know Matt Leinart has to be frustrated and questioning, you know, himself a little bit at this point.
What about his teammates? What are they thinking when they see that he's benched in the 3rd preseason game and there's some question as to who the starting quarterback will be when the season begins?
Well, I can tell you, if he's being benched now, everybody's already seen it in practice. Not just in the preseason games, but throughout practice and training camp and the offseason workouts. They've seen that Matt Leinart, to this point, has not effectively demonstrated the ability to get the job done, and that's why Anderson's being given the opportunity.
There's the ruling.
After review, the ruling on the field stands. Chicago's ball, first down.
Okay. So not enough definitive evidence to overturn it.
Well, you had mentioned the knee, as the knee touches down, Sam, it's hard to say. The knee is down right there. It's hard to tell what's going on right now with the football, and I guess as you slow it really down to that level right there, the ball could have been coming out.
The Bears take a knee and let the time run out on a very disappointing first half, especially for the offense. The defense played well at times, did give up the 1 touchdown drive, but offensively, the Bears not sharp.
They're not finishing off drives. They're playing good in spurts, but now they've got to take that next step and start to put these 8, 9, 10 play drives and have it work out into a touchdown. And that's just concentration. You're at the end of training camp as well.
The starters will be on the field to start the second half. At halftime, Bears trailing 7-0. Back at Soldier Field in Chicago, moments away from the start of the second half. Bears trailing the Arizona Cardinals 7-0. Sam Rosen along with Eric Kramer, and a lot of inconsistencies as far as the Bears are concerned on offense.
Just not finishing off drives. You talk about the sense of urgency this team needs to play with coming into this game. The offensive line, I think, has played pretty well for the most part, Sam. It's just Cutler and the receivers just seem to be a little bit out of sync. They're not converting when they need to convert.
Take a look at some first half highlights. This completion to Chester Taylor Short little screen pass on a drive.
Great call here. You got some athletic alignment out in front of Chester, getting the ball deep into the Cardinals territory.
But then a field goal try, partially blocked by Calais Campbell, 6'8".
Yeah, and Robbie Gold's tapping himself, saying maybe I was a little too late to get the ball high enough.
Then the Bears gave up the touchdown pass to Stephen Williams from Derek Anderson.
Making this rookie look like an all-star tonight.
And another field goal try. Robbie Gold, usually reliable, usually straight down the middle. This time he hooked it. That was my golf shot.
Special teams just can't buy a break this year. It's one block kick or missed field goal after another.
Take a look at the first half statistics. The Bears defense did a good job stopping the Cardinals run game.
15 yards rushing the ball there, and then, just again, needing some key third down stops and not getting them. The scoring drive, Sam, 3 third down conversions by Anderson and the Cardinals.
Cardinals get the ball to start the second half. Matt Leinart will be the quarterback for the Cardinals.
The Bears have done a lot of work, Sam, offensively, defensively, this offseason to try to prepare for this season. They didn't show up here to give up third down conversions like they did and finish, give the other team so many opportunities to score.
And the kick coming down to Justin Miller. On the return, trying to pick up a block. Rasheed Davis, good tackle, ball comes loose. Recovered by the Cardinals. But a good play by Rasheed Davis on special teams. We talked about him. He fought off the block and made a good tackle. There is a flag on the play. And it looks like holding against the Cardinals.
During the return, holding the receiving team number 91. 10-yard penalty from the end of the run. First down.
Talked about Rasheed Davis in the open, about one of the players to watch tonight. And you're going to see him come up here, set the corner on the edge there, not let the running back or not let the returner around him, forces the ball out. Great special teams play. That's how you make a presence for yourself as a backup position anywhere on the field in the NFL.
Can be a valuable man. Cardinals start from the 17-yard line. Tim Hightower, the running back, Rustin in motion, and Leinart, the quarterback. Hightower taking it outside. Nice run. Good block up front on Peppers. Let's get an update on Lance Briggs. We go to the sideline to Luke Canellis.
Sam, this isn't the way you want to start the second half. Lance Briggs will not return, out for the rest of the game with his right ankle injury.
And Lou touched on it before. Nick Roach is down. Ryan Urlacher is down, though he said he could play. And Lance Briggs is out now.
Lance did walk out of the stadium on his own 2 feet.
That's good
One
news.
shoe, but 2 feet.
Play fake, pass, wide open Jim Dre. The tight end, a rookie out of Stanford, a 7th-round draft pick. Pickup of 19 on a 2nd and 1.
That's what happens, Sam, when you are committed to stopping the run. All the linebackers come up with the play fake, and there's a little lane there that Leinart fits the ball just over the outstretched fingertips of Hunter Hillenmeyer. A successful run on first down helped set that up.
Very much so. Leinart, good start to the game, 7 of 8 for him from the 44. Hightower running hard, pulling his way forward up to the 48-yard line, a pickup of 4 on the play. We gave the Bears run defense credit. Where they failed in the first half was stopping the Cardinals on third down.
Same old story it's been, Sam. Getting pressure to the quarterback is a big area that the Bears have addressed with Julius Peppers and hopefully Tommy Harris being healthy this year. But when the quarterback does dump the ball off, some of those third down conversions were just little dump offs. And the defense, the secondary, the linebackers have to rally up and make that tackle.
2nd and 6. 3 wide receivers for Arizona. The play fake by Leinart. Trouble as he's rushed by Tommy Harris, and they got him. Mark Anderson finished it off, but Tommy Harris with a strong play up the middle. First sack of the game for the Bears.
On cue, that a boy. Here he is right here. Coming up the field, beats the lineman right off the snap. Tommy Harris has got one of the quickest first steps in the NFL when healthy. He may never be 100% again, Sam, but hey, at 90, 95%, he is still a force if he can at all be an every down player.
He beat the veteran Alan Faneca, who was signed as a free agent by the Arizona Cardinals.
That's saying something. 9-time Pro Bowler.
4 wide receivers for Arizona. On 3rd and 11. Leinart gets time, completes it to Komar, but he's short of the first down as Hillenmeyer stepped up, along with Preseason Samoa, who stopped Komar short of the first down, and the Cardinals will be forced to punt.
If your linebacking core is going to have injuries, it sure is nice to have some guys like Tino Samoa filling in for Lance Briggs, Hunter Hillenmeyer filling in for Urlacher. There's some good solid depth in that linebacking core.
Devin Hester is back at the 10-yard line. Ben Graham has been kicking well to the sidelines, keeping the ball away from Devin Hester.
Another end over end, going to land it right around the 10-yard line.
He aims for the sideline again. Big booming kick. Hester goes over, takes it at the 4. After a slip, he gets up, and a short return out of bounds at the 13-yard line. Make it the 14 for Devin Hester. And the Bears go on offense for the first time here in the second half. What a night here in Chicago after a perfect day, a cloudless sky, and a great night.
Bears preseason football is brought to you by Miller Lite Aluminum Pint. With a resealable cap, wider mouth, and that great Pilsner taste you love, it's 16 ounces of Bears pride. Taste greatness.
Bears start from the 14. Jay Cutler is the quarterback. Chester Taylor the running back. Desmond Clark lines up as a fullback. 2 other tight ends, Manamaliuna and Greg Olson. It's Taylor, a couple of blockers, but he's ridden down hard. Good play by Clark Higgins. No gain on the play.
He's had himself a fine game.
Yes, he has.
Tough guy to cut off on the backside. He skates down the line. Sign of a good linebacker is to find that hole and hit it before the back hits it. Chester Taylor, you see, playing a lot tonight. Trying to rest up Matt Forte for the start of the season, looks like.
Forte's okay. He's standing along the sideline. 2nd and 10. Cutler. And he's sacked. Rolled over by big Gabe Watson. The 5th-year nose tackle out of Michigan. Just busted up the middle, 4th sack of the game.
It looks like they just had a breakdown in communication. Olin Kreutz and Lance Lewis were blocking inside and just turned Gabe Watson free, both of them.
And you saw Cutler duck. That's 340 pounds of human being heading for him. 6'4", 340. Gabe Watson. Bears back to the 5-yard line. Chester Taylor tries to run it out of there. He's dropped for a loss.
Boy, this is really, to start a second half this way is really, gosh, how do you explain that? I mean, this is about getting the ball down the field and scoring points. And you see, look at Mike Tice right there. There's 2 mix-ups right there, back-to-back plays, offensive line.
He's taking notes. He's talking about, he feels the offensive line will come together and be a good one. You talked about how their ability to run and their athleticism, but right now there have been breakdowns.
Assignment breakdowns will kill you.
Brad Maynard's punt is taken by Marshae Green. Backup defensive back is brought down. Good coverage by Brian Ewu and Preseason Samoa. Cardinals on offense in Bears territory.
Bears preseason football is presented by Chase, the official bank of the Bears since 1934.
Cardinals start at the Bears 48-yard line as you check out the camera angle. Low end zone. Bears defensively, Julius Peppers, Anthony Adams, Marcus Harrison, and Mark Anderson up front. Hunter Hillenmeyer, the middle linebacker, Preseason Samoa, and Brian Ewu, the other linebackers. Hightower going outside, gets away from Chris Harris, and turns it into a big gainer. finally ridden down by Zach Bowman at the Bears' 19-yard line. A 29-yard run. Harris missed the tackle.
He was a little late getting in line. He's going to come all the way down from on top of the screen and just not under control. You've got to get your feet under control, Sam, and force that thing back inside.
So after an excellent first half in which they held the Cardinals to only 15 yards rushing, a 29-yard run by Tim Hightower puts the Cardinals in excellent position. 2 tight ends in for Arizona. Hightower, nice, moves in the hole and gets down to the 5-yard line. Maybe they'll spot it at the 6, a gain of 14. Some nice moves by Hightower.
I don't know what's going on with Chris Harris. Here he comes into the box and seems to be in good position to make this tackle, and just a good move by Hightower. And
Harris just whiffed.
Chris Harris is left there grasping air.
Down to the 6, a 1st and goal. Reagan Mauia in at fullback. Hightower, the tailback. Here's Hightower, slips away from one. No gain as Tinoi Samoa made the stop. Take a look at our Subway game tracker for the Bears. A guy who's shown up has been Chester Taylor with a good run after the catch, 12 yards. And then this run, a 34-yarder. Chester Taylor, versatile back. He and Matt Forte should be an excellent running combination and pass catching combination out of the backfield.
It'd be great if those 2 guys could stay healthy.
Yes. On 2nd and goal, pressure from Peppers. He's got him. Julius Peppers overpowered Levi Brown, and the sack is a loss of 7 on the play. Good play by Julius Peppers.
Sammy, there's times in a game where you have to have a play and somebody's got to step up and beat a guy one-on-one. Look at the job there by Peppers, slapping Levi Brown's hands away and finishing off the play with a sack. So often, average teams will get someplace and not make the play. Julius Peppers wrapped the whole thing up.
Levi Brown this season moving from right tackle to left tackle. Mike Gandy is gone. Here's 3rd and goal for the Cardinals. Leinart with plenty of time finds Stephen Preston. He is to the goal line. He's in. Touchdown. The Bears weren't set, I don't think, Eric. There was a lot of movement going on the defense. Looks like they were changing something or changing the signals, and they didn't seem to be ready.
This is the area of the field. Look, you see DJ Brown or more there trying to check out of something, and Preston comes underneath. There's no presence in the middle of the field. Hillenmeyer, the middle linebacker, had gotten deep in his drop. And again, the Bears come up short on a stop.
On a 3rd down play. What a play by Preston. He was airborne off the tackle by Harris, and he found a way to keep his knee off the ground and get into the end zone. Jay Feely for the extra point. And the Cardinals have a 14-0 lead. This is flag on the play on the extra point try.
Offside, defense number 38 will be enforced on the kickoff. Score is good.
Heck of a tenacious effort here by Preston, taking this ball up over the top. Arizona leads it.
Don't forget to join us, Bears Game Night Live, following the final word on Fox Chicago. Every Sunday night during the regular season provides you with exclusive coverage of the day's Bears games. Be sure to catch our special season preview edition, September the 5th, Bears Game Night Live, brought to you by Toyota. The Ford scoring drive, a 48-yard drive after a good defensive series by the Cardinals. Got good field position, and then the touchdown pass, 13 yards on a 3rd and goal from Matt Leinart to Steve Preston.
And set up by some strong running by Hightower.
Yep. Johnny Knox is deep to receive the kickoff of Jay Feely. Line drive, deep kick through the end zone. So the Bears will start from the 20-yard line. And Dan Lefevre comes on, replacing Jay Cutler as substitutions begin for the Bears as they look for some kind of offense.
Bears preseason football is sponsored by Comcast, Chicagoland Ford Dealers, Motorola, and Ticket Exchange.
Sam Rosen, Eric Kramer, Lou Canellis are at Soldier Field in Chicago. We applaud here the fans, the introduction of some of our military men, getting a rousing ovation for the men who serve our country with such bravery and courage. And we thank them for their service. Dan Lefevre, the rookie out of Central Michigan. Todd Collins is here as backup quarterback. This is Khalil Bell on first down. Pickup of 6 on the play as Bell continues his battle with Garrett Wolf for the number 3 running back. And Bell getting the chance to play here. Jay Cutler to the sideline with his left tackle Chris Williams. Not a good night for the Bears on offense.
No, and Jay really looked out of sync most of it. You know, he got protection. Even though there was a high number of sacks at 3, he did get some protection. Missed some throws.
Kellen Davis in motion. Here comes Khalil Bell. And he looks like he's got the first down. Khalil Bell, second-year man out of UCLA. Good blocking up front. Second offensive unit is in for the Bears. Second defensive unit in for the Cardinals.
You know, it's just sort of an out of sync night offensively. You know, it started off when 2 receivers for the Bears ran into the same area on the same throw and just stayed that way the rest of the half.
See the first down line where the Bears have to get to. That's brought to you by Lexus. And we thank them for that. Kellen Davis went in motion. Khalil Bell slowed down, works his way forward for about a yard. Kenny Awebama made the tackle for Arizona. The Bears have Kevin Schaefer at left tackle, Jamarcus Webb the right tackle. The center is Josh Beekman, and the guards are James Martin and Johan Asiata. Will Tafoe, the fullback, is down with a leg injury.
Hey, there's some good battles going on offensively on the offensive line, Sam. A couple of keys, a couple of guys that have really opened some eyes. You see Jamarcus Webb there, 73. James Martin there, 72. James Martin came in. They looked at him. He's 6'8", 310 pounds. Looked at him as an offensive guard. They found out, hey, maybe he can play swing guard and tackle on either side. That's a huge thing for a guy to be able to, as a backup, play multiple positions across the offensive line. That right there is what makes a guy like Josh Beekman in there now, 67, so valuable as he plays guard and center.
I think the Bears and Mike Tice, the offensive line coach, looking for a lot of versatility. We talked about Beekman. We know he can play guard, and he is the number 2 center.
So John Asiata is in there now, 62, the left guard, who's a guy that has not had a lot of playing experience out of UNLV. Grew up in New Zealand. Really just 1 year where it was a full-time start at UNLV and opened some eyes. Big, strong guy. So there's this next quarter and a half here. There's Asiata there.
Tafoe was helped to the sideline, limping on that right leg, and it doesn't look very good. Well, the injury bug continues to hit the Bears. There's Mike Tice, the offensive line coach. Two tight ends in. Kellen Davis motions. The wide receivers are Devin Aroma-Shadu and Rashid Davis. Lefevre for Davis. The pass behind him, with Justin Miller covering on the play.
That's where, Sam, it's sometimes hard as a receiver to get noticed when you've got a young quarterback coming in there trying to throw you the ball. And just doesn't look comfortable just yet. Rashid Davis runs a nice route. The offensive line gives nice protection, and the ball's just a little bit behind. At the end of the game, everyone says, well, how many catches did you have? Well, the ball was behind me, but I ran a good route. Doesn't really make people interested.
Johnny Knox in as the third wide receiver. On 3rd and 10, the handoff inside. Khalil Bell is wrapped up after a short gain, and the Bears will be forced to punt. Brad Maynard comes on for the quarterback situation. Todd Collins was signed, got some guaranteed money, and is likely to play Thursday night against Cleveland. See a lot of playing time. Game in which the starters will go just a short distance and then get them out, protect them, and get ready for the regular season. Marche Green is deep for Arizona. Green at the 25. Bears have it covered. Corey Graham all over it. There's a flag back at the Bears 37-yard line, and we'll check that out.
During the kick, holding by the receiving team, number 52. 10-yard penalty, they keep the ball. First down, timeout.
So the Cardinals will be set back. Good coverage by Corey Graham on special teams. The Bears Ultimate Tailgate is a free pregame gathering spot right outside Soldier Field. Open 2 hours before kickoff at select home games. The Ultimate Tailgate features food, games, prizes, and alumni player autographs. For details, visit ChicagoBears.com. Cardinals start from the 15. And a new quarterback, the rookie, number 19, John Skelton. 5th-round draft pick out of Fordham. Let's go down to the field. Lou is with Jay Cutler right now. Take it away, Lou.
All right, thanks, Sam. Obviously, you're not happy. You're held scoreless. What bothered you most?
You know, we just had some problems early on. From the first play on, it just seemed like it was something every play. We broke the huddle. Sometimes we were line wrong. Sometimes misread. Sometimes production issues. So we had some big plays. We left a lot of stuff out there. I know that. But, you know, there's still some time. We're going to go back and watch the film and hopefully shape it up.
Should those problems still be happening in Game 3?
Well, you would think not. You would hope not. But on the other side, it still is a new offense. Guys are still trying to get used to it. I think we came out really tight today. Put a lot of pressure on this Game 3 of coming out and starting fast and clicking. And sometimes it doesn't come like that. You just got to get into a little bit of groove and a rhythm. We never really found that.
You were sacked 4 more times. How difficult does that make your job with 5- and 7-step drops?
Yeah, we're getting back there really deep. We're having some difficulties every once in a while. But, you know, we still missed some stuff down the field. We had some openings tonight. We didn't take advantage of it. Offensive line needs to go back and look at it. I need to look at it. Offense, we're getting there. We just took a little bit of step back tonight, I think.
What good did you guys do? What good did you do, Jay?
Converted some third downs. You know, we didn't get in and out of the huddle as well as we'd like to. Had a few misalignments, some stuff with the helmets issues. So, you know, there was probably more bad than good.
Would you like to play more in the 4th game to try to get into a rhythm? Because the rhythm is so important for this offense, right?
Yeah, it is. But, you know, we got such a short turnaround with playing on Thursday. You know, game planning, we haven't really went into a serious game planning for any of these games so far. So trying to put a game plan in for 2 days and for us to come out and run it would be very difficult.
Jay, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, Sam, back to you.
Thanks, Lou. Some interesting comments and forthright comments by Jay Cutler. I like that interview.
Yeah, Jay's, you know, candidly talked to, you know, pretty much laid it out there. Hey, all of us got to get better. We all got to look at this film. We're kind of across the board, himself included.
But he admitted leaving some stuff out there, some confusion on the part of the offense.
Yeah, that's a tough spot to be in, having to answer questions about your team and coming into a game. You know the Bears put a lot into this game, wanting to get prepared to come out and put a good show out tonight and not have it happen is very, very disappointing for everybody.
Once again, the Cardinals converted on 3rd down, a 3rd and long. The pass completion got them the 1st down up at the 34. Here there's a 4-yard pickup, and it looks like enough for the 1st down at the 45-yard line. Matt Leinart got in late 2nd quarter, started the 3rd quarter, and did a good job. 9 of 10. He hit his last 7 passes.
I'll tell you, if he turns his career around after tonight's performance, I'm going to be upset. against the Bears.
You know
Come
what?
on.
He needed a strong showing.
He did.
He needed for him,
For his
and
own
his
psyche.
career.
Absolutely.
And the way things are going, and to get confidence from his team. John Skelton handing to Beanie Wells. Wells gets about 3 on the play. Skelton is a big kid out of Texas. Played high school football in Texas, but nobody gave him a scholarship. And they wound up going to Fordham, small school, football school that is. An excellent academic school in New York, but not known for its football.
Or for its broadcasting.
That's right.
Goes
a
out
lot,
of there, right?
lot of good broadcasters have come out of there. Start with Vin Scully right at the top.
There you go.
But Skelton put up great numbers in college, and he's got great size. He's 6'6", 244, 22 years old.
How did I end up standing in the shallow end when they were handing out height?
Pressure from the outside by Corey Wooten. Long pass by Skelton, incomplete. The receiver fell down. The intended receiver, Andre Jones, looked like he got tangled up with Joshua Moore.
Pretty good coverage there by rookie Joshua Moore. Just an incidental trip there. You know, you got some guys here. This is the make it or break it time for a lot of these guys. You figure a guy like Joshua Moore is going to make the team because he was drafted, but hasn't gotten a lot of playing time in the preseason. Undersized guy, but needs to show some skills as a cover guy, and he was right there.
5 defensive backs in for the Bears. Cardinals 4 wide receivers go empty backfield. Pressure from the outside. Gilbert got there, knocked it loose. And the ball recovered by the Cardinals. Gilbert and Wooten, the 2 young defensive ends, both got to the quarterback and knocked the ball loose. 3rd sack of the game for the Bears.
You see Gilbert down here in the bottom. Just the offensive lineman does a poor job of setting his feet in the ground, and Gilbert just goes right around him.
Jerron Gilbert, who hasn't shown all that much in preseason, needs a strong game and needs to play well on Thursday night also. That was a strong rush by Jerron Gilbert. And Corey Wooten, the rookie out of Northwestern, also getting some good pressure in there. Time winding down, ending the 3rd quarter. The Cardinals, who had a 7-0 lead at halftime, adding to the lead. Led by Matt Leinart, they had a 48-yard drive and a 13-yard touchdown pass. The Bears have spent all night looking for the offense to click. End of the 3rd quarter. It's the Cardinals 14, the Bears nothing. We'll be back. Back at Soldier Field in Chicago, Sam Rosen, Eric Kramer, Lou Canellis. We'll be with you Thursday night for the final preseason game in Cleveland. And the Bears take on the Browns. And then the Bears will open the regular season. There's our next telecast, 7 p.m. Central, Thursday night.
Devin Hester was in there to return this, and then during the commercial break, DJ Moore trotted out there.
Get him a little opportunity. Ben Graham just gets the kick away. DJ Moore at the 21. Trying to find some room, but he's brought down after a short return. Let's get up-to-date news from the NFC North with United fly around the division. The other night, Aaron Rodgers went 21 for 29 for the Packers as they exploded for 52 points. He had 3 touchdown passes. Brett Favre tonight, mixed bag, 16 for 26, 2 interceptions against Seattle. And Matthew Stafford for the Lions, 13 of 17. He's had a good preseason. Lions beat the Browns.
Hey, this kid's going to be good, Matthew Stafford. He showed some heart last year and some heck of a talent.
You like that?
Let's start selling those.
There's a Bears fan.
I'll buy one of those.
Dan Lefevre, leaping catch made by Kellen Davis. Great catch as he was falling out of bounds. A terrific grab. Pickup of 25 on the play. Good throw by Lefevre.
Fantastic throw by Lefevre. Look at him throw this ball right over the top there. Uses the height of the receiver. What a grab. What a grab.
Kellen Davis.
Kellen Davis has had a fantastic camp in preseason.
And the Bears have 5 tight ends on the roster. And you know it's a tough battle for playing time. Lefevre swings it out to Khalil Bell. Well, Bell slipped as he got into Cardinals territory. A pickup of 5 on the play.
Shows you what, Sam, just one completion, what it can do for you as a confidence builder, as a quarterback. Just the last throw. Dan Lefevre was able to go through his reads, go through all 3 or 4 receivers and get to his check down, but look confident and in rhythm while he did it. It's the first time I've seen him look comfortable as a result of that previous completion.
Aroma Shadu and Iglesias, the wide receivers to the right. Quick out to Aroma Shadu. And trying to fight for first down yardage is brought down a little short at the 43. A pickup of 3 on the play. Another player who's battling for a spot on this roster is number 17, Joaquin Iglesias, 3rd-round draft pick last year. He hasn't shown all that much in preseason. He needs to show the coaches something.
He needs the end of this game like nobody's business, in addition to next week. But he got the punt block last week, or the protection breakdown that resulted in the punt block. He's really got to step up and try to get something happening here.
3 wide receivers. Lefevre gets time, swings it to Khalil Bell. First down. Good job by Bell. And Lefevre dumping it off to his running back. Picks up the first down.
There you go. Just a little pop. Lefevre's getting into things. Get some good protection. Get the throw out there where the receiver can make a nice catch and a move, avoid a couple guys, and get the first down. Sometimes offense is as simple as just playing catch, getting the ball to the guy on time, and making first downs.
Khalil Bell getting good playing time. There's Garrett Wolf. Also in the running as the 3rd running back. And right now, all he's doing is watching. 3 wide receivers again for the Bears. Lefevre in trouble. Runs out of trouble. Finds Joaquin Iglesias inside the 15. And down to the 12-yard line. Lefevre, good mobility, throwing on the run, and a pickup of 24.
Watch this. Here comes a guy unblocked, and Dan does a nice job of just evading the safety and getting the ball up the field. Thought he was going to run it for the first down and had the presence to see Iglesias slip behind the defense.
You know, he anticipated Iglesias coming open. That was a good job by Lefevre. And the Bears in the red zone, brought to you by Sports Authority at the 12. The play fake. Lefevre steps up, throws too high. Wanted to get it to Rashid Davis, well covered by Trumaine McBride. McBride, who spent a little time here with the Bears.
Yeah, 7th-round pick back in 07. Rashid tried to bend him into the middle. They blocked everybody up, one-on-one coverage, and then whipped back to the outside, and Trumaine did a pretty good job of staying right on his back. Dan looks at nice poise tonight. You know,
yeah.
I mean, he put the ball in a place. His guy wasn't open, but he put it in a place where it wasn't going to get in trouble, and you got to live to play the next play.
3 tight ends in, with Desmond Clark lined up as a fullback in front of Khalil Bell. It's Bell looking for an opening. Gets inside the 10 down to the 8-yard line. We go to the sideline. Lou Canellis has the big man, Julius Peppers. Take it away, Lou.
You held them to 14 points tonight. Are you happy with the effort?
Not exactly. You know, I would have liked to hold them to 0, but I felt like it was improvement from last week, so that's a positive.
How good did it feel to pull a quarterback down?
It always feels good to get to the quarterback. You know, I want to do it a little bit more during the season, so but it felt good tonight.
Are you showing everything you got? Have we seen the Julius Peppers full repertoire here in the preseason?
Not really. I'm showing a little bit. I think I'm doing pretty well, but there's things we haven't shown yet, and there's more to come.
And is there more to come from this defense? Will his defense play better come September 12th against the Lions?
I believe so. We're still gelling. Like I said, we showed a little bit of improvement from last week, and that's a positive. And I feel like the more we play together, the better we'll get throughout the season.
Thanks, Julius.
Thank you.
Sam, back to you.
All right, Julius Peppers with his comments. Thank you, Lou. The Bears, Kellen Davis caught the pass from Dan Lefevre, but came up 2 yards short of the first down marker. Fans wanted the Bears to go for it here, but Lovie Smith wants the field goal try, and this one is through by Robbie Gould. The Bears put points on the board for the first time, led by Dan Lefevre, who did a good job throwing the football.
Bears preseason football is brought to you by North Shore University Health System. 4 hospitals, a vast physician network, more than 75 medical offices. At North Shore University Health System, excellence is all around you.
Here's a look at the Ford scoring drive summary. 9 plays, 72 yards. Drive started at the 24, stalled at the 4-yard line. Dan Lefevre 6 for 7 on that drive. Very impressive.
Efficient. He moves forward when he gets completions. Great feeling he's got coming out of this preseason game. Hadn't had a lot really to say that about.
Robbie Gould kicks it off. Justin Miller from the 8-yard line. Miller picking his way across the 20, was slowed down, then finally brought down. Ball popped loose, but after he was down on the play. Bears getting good coverage. And the Cardinals on offense when we come back.
This preseason game is a copyrighted presentation of the National Football League and the Chicago Bears. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, or any other use of this broadcast without the expressed written consent of the Chicago Bears and the National Football League is prohibited.
Bears down 14-3. Cardinals start from the 23-yard line with John Skelton, the quarterback. Beanie Wells, the running back. Bears second defensive unit. They hand off inside. It's taken around the left side was John Skelton on the keeper. And he goes out of bounds at the 28-yard line. Back down to the field, Luke Canellis with Chester Taylor.
Thanks, Sam. I am with the guy that had the big 24-yard run. How did it feel out there? Talk about the run, Chester.
I just tried my best to get away from the defense and try to help our offense get some momentum. And when I got the ball, I had to break a tackle and then reverse field. But fortunately, it was a good play. It worked out for the best.
Did you get enough room to run? Was there enough room generated by this offensive line tonight?
It's really hard because we didn't really get a momentum as an offense today. I believe if we would have got a momentum, we would have picked up the rushing game a lot more.
Do people not realize out there, I mean, they look at you as a guy that's come in to help out Matt Forte, but you and I talked before, it was just a few years ago, you ran for over 1,200 yards in a season.
Yeah, I just try to come in and do what I can for the team and try to help us win some games. That's why they brought me here.
And how has it been working alongside Matt Forte so far?
It's real good. He's a great guy. I'm glad I'm be able to work with him this year. Unfortunately, I did have great backs I've been working with. He's another one right now.
Terrific. Thanks, Chester.
All right, thanks.
All right, Sam, back to you.
Thanks, Lou. Thanks to Chester Taylor. Good tackle on that play by Corey Graham, stopping Max Komar at the 16-yard line. Bears have Corey Graham and Tim Jennings at the corners. Joshua Moore and Corey Graham are the corners. Now Jennings is in the game as they have 5 defensive backs. Quentin Scott and Al Afalava the safeties. Graham moves into the nickel slot. Linebackers Brian Ewu, Kevin Mallist. Swing it out to Beanie Wells. Gets by Ewu. Brought down on a good tackle by Corey Graham. Graham, you mentioned him earlier. He's showing up.
He is. Excellent job. He had a nice coverage tackle on a special teams unit not too long ago. Had a nice play there these last couple.
Competition between Corey Graham and DJ Moore as to who will be the nickel defensive back. Moore started the game in that spot, but Graham has come up with some good plays.
What you got to do, you got to make it tough at least, right, on the decision makers. You can't control the decision, but you certainly can have a lot to do with it by the way you play.
3rd and 4, empty backfield. John Skelton, the rookie quarterback. Throws off the hands and incomplete. Good coverage by Alafalaba and Joshua Moore. The pass intended for Ed Gant.
Young quarterbacks have to learn that there's free defensive players in the secondary and in the low coverage areas. That time Alafalaba was just watching his eyes, and the ball gets behind the receiver, due in large part because the quarterback felt Alafalaba there, but he felt him late. Needed to see him early so he could look him off.
DJ Moore is deep to receive the punt of Ben Graham, standing back at his 25. Moore going to the sideline. Graham did not get good distance. It takes a favorable bounce for the Bears, and the loose ball was picked up by Moore to try to find some running room. But the Bears will start at the 46-yard line when we come back. Beginning this week, tune into Bears Insider Monday nights at 7 p.m. on WBBM News Radio 780. The show features regular appearances by head coach Lovie Smith. Bears Insider is brought to you by North Shore University Health System.
The backups are in, Sam, but you still got Desmond Clark in there and trying to work some stuff at fullback.
Garrett Wolf is in at running back and gets a couple of yards up to the 47-yard line. The ball was spotted at the 46. The ball was touched by an Arizona player before a Bears player had touched it.
And then in that big pile, you see DJ Moore pick the ball. There's the Arizona touch. And now you're thinking, why would DJ Moore pick the ball up here? Well, that's because whenever Arizona, the opposing team, the punting team touches it first, it's really a free play for the offense. It cannot be ruled a fumble at that point.
So even though he was tackled back there, the ball was spotted where it was touched by the Arizona player. Nice completion to Greg Matthews. Lefevre on the money with his passing. 15-yard pickup. Lefevre looking good.
Yeah. Good job of looking off the safety. Good presence of mind to do that. And then Greg Matthews does a nice job of coming in the middle and making a good hands catch. Young receivers, watch Greg Matthews here, reach out with his hands and catch the ball out of the air. Coming across the middle, that's a tough thing to teach young guys to do. They want to catch it with their body to protect themselves for the hit.
Ball at the Cardinals 36-yard line. Quick outside to Matthews. By himself, he fights his way for a first down. Good play by Greg Matthews, the undrafted free agent rookie out of Michigan.
Just a smoke throw out there. No route to it. The defense is caught playing off. They load the line of scrimmage and take away the run, and Lefevre alertly throws the ball out there and lets Matthews make a play with it.
Two tight ends in. Desmond Clark lines up at fullback, and in the slot is Richard Angulo. Lefevre from the 25 rolling. Screen pass Garrett Wolf. He spins and maybe got a yard on the play.
I like the Bears' thought this year about running screen passes. They've got some athletic guys. I'm not saying they're all in there right now, but that first unit has some guys that can run around a little bit, and Mike March is good at finding ways to allow players to make plays, and getting them out in screen and space and getting tackles is a great way to expand what really is a running game.
Rasheed Davis in as a third wide receiver with Iglesias and Matthews. Garrett Wolf splits out as well. Empty backfield. Lefevre pressure, stepping up. Flag on the play. Lefevre running inside the 10, out of bounds at the Cardinals 7-yard line. Make it to 6, but a flag down at the 15-yard line after an 18-yard gain by Dan Lefevre.
Looks like it's going to be Jamarcus Webb called for the hold.
Illegal contact. Defense number 95. Half the distance to the goal from the end of the run. Automatic first down.
Hongo Tonga foul. The backup linebacker called for the illegal contact.
As I said, Jamarcus Webb did a heck of a job.
That's the contact, just that push.
Boy, you
but
can't
it was
do much
beyond
these
5
days,
yards.
Wow.
Beyond 5 yards past the line of scrimmage. So the illegal contact brings the flag. The ball is spotted at the 3. A good run by Dan Lefevre on the play. Let's not forget that.
Yeah. 2 great series.
3 wide receivers. Wolf in motion. First and goal. Lefevre for Iglesias. He holds on. Touchdown. Dan Lefevre with back-to-back drives that have been very impressive.
All smiles for everybody. Iglesias gets a nice screen there from the receiver, and Dan puts the ball up where he can get it. The DB's looking the other way. Dan puts it up there, and Iglesias does a nice job of reaching back with his hands and looking it in all the way down to the ground.
He beat Jorick Calvin, 6th-round draft pick out of Troy, and the Bears will go for 2 to try to close to within a field goal. 3 wide receivers. Matthews, Davis, and Iglesias. Garrett Wolf in the backfield. Lefevre. Garrett Wolf. Can he get to the goal line? No, he's wrapped up by Matt Ware. An outstanding tackle by the Cardinals safety. And the 2-point try fails, and the Bears still trail by 5.
Dan was looking inside and a little late coming outside with it.
But Dan Lefevre on the fade route, finding Joaquin Iglesias. And the Bears, with 2 straight scores, have cut the Arizona lead to 5.
Bears preseason football is sponsored by Chicagoland Cadillac Dealers, Geico, Chase, and Miller Lite.
The kickoff coming down is returned by Alphonso Smith, rookie out of Kentucky, and he is forced out of bounds, but there's a flag on the play. Smith went out of bounds at the 30-yard line. We'll check out the flag. Joaquin Iglesias with the touchdown catch.
During the return, holding, receiving team, 10-yard penalty, first down.
That brings the Cardinals back 10 yards. Let's check out the Ford scoring drive summary. 6 plays, 54 yards on that drive. Dan Lefevre was 4 for 4, so on the 2 scoring drives, he was 10 for 11.
Surgical precision, Sim.
Very nice.
There's the guy that capped it off with the touchdown.
So the Cardinals start from the 20-yard line, 4.5 minutes to go, and the Bears trailing by 5. And a chant of defense up from the crowd. Tim Shaw, number 58, is in at linebacker. He's fighting for a spot on this roster. Tim Jennings, number 26, the cornerback. And that pass is complete to Max Komar from Max Hall. Hall, a rookie out of BYU, undrafted, but has played very well in preseason.
Now that was a nice throw, Sammy. That is not an easy throw to make. Nice skinny post, guy on his back, throw the ball in the middle there where only his receivers got a chance to catch that thing. That's very precise throw. That was a nice job by Max.
Pickup of 30 on the play. Reagan Mauia is the fullback. Alphonso Smith the running back. Tight end Jim Dre in motion. Alphonso Smith wrapped up immediately. Good play up front. Your doctor is in. The Dr. Oz Show, weekdays at 10 a.m. and 4 p.m. on Fox Chicago. Kelvin Smith, number 94, making the tackle for the Bears. Loss of a yard on the play. Bears looking to get the ball back with and hopefully a chance to take the lead in the game. Alphonso Smith again. He's stopped in midfield. Pick up a 3rd and 10.
You know,
and the Bears use a timeout.
were talking about, well, go.
All right, we'll
Go
get
ahead,
back
Sammy.
to
Go
that in
ahead,
a
Sammy.
second. Let's take a look at what's coming up for the Bears. Their regular season brought to you by Chase. Open up against the Lions at home. And then look at the schedule. Cowboys, Packers, Giants in that order. Then at Carolina. Second half of the season, couple of games against the Vikings. Have to play the Eagles here. Of course, the division game against the Lions. Go to Miami, play the Dolphins. Late in the season, Jets come in here right after Christmas, right after New Year's, finish up the regular season at Green Bay.
Murderous at the end and the beginning. Got to have that offensive line. Going to come up against Jamarcus Ware and Sue now in Detroit.
That's right.
Jared Allen. There's some.
Oh,
there's
Detroit's going to be a better team this year, without a doubt.
They have some skill guys on that team. They just needed some offense and defensive line, and looks like they're starting to build that in there too.
All right, here's a big third down play. Bears defense has not been good on third downs in this game. Max Hall, the quarterback. Bears rush 4. Hall throws deep. He's got a man on Ray Jones. Knocked out of bounds inside the 25 at the 22-yard line. Again, a big third and long, 3rd and 10, and they give up a 27-yard play.
Trying to do it with a 4-man rush. No one's getting near Max Hall, the quarterback, and Ray Jones gets outside the box there in the cover 2, and quarterback hits him with a nice throw. Max Hall is an undrafted. He goes to a team, undrafted free agent from BYU, where they draft a guy in the 5th round, and he's getting just as much playing time.
Right. He's been very effective. Hall is 6'1", 205. Alfonso Smith, room to run outside. Slips one man, then he's brought down by Kelvin Smith inside the 15. Arizona Cardinals in this game on third down, 7 for 13, and a lot of them have been 8, 9, and 10-yard pickups.
Yeah, and a lot of them were in the beginning of the game against the number 1. That's a tough pill to swallow there for the defense.
All right, let's check out our Toyota Fan Zone question for tonight's game. Which team will be the Bears' toughest opponent this season? The Packers win at 35%, Patriots at 29%. Vikings at 23, Jets at 13.
Packers
a lot of people feel the Jets may be going all the way to the Super Bowl in the AFC.
Yeah. Packers got one heck of an offense, though, don't they?
Oh, boy.
They put up 59 points against the Colts?
It was an incredible night. Aaron Rodgers, 3 touchdown passes. They just kept going all night long.
And for 3 preseason games now, Rodgers has been flawless.
Oh, that's a good team.
Good quarterbacks in this division.
You got a few teams that are really standing out. You look at Dallas, and you look at Green Bay and New Orleans. What a big night they had last night against San Diego.
Oh, how sharp did that team look?
The play fake by Hall on second down. Rolling and looking. Throwing to the sideline, but incomplete. Intended for Max Komar. That was well covered by Joshua Moore. Joshua Moore, the rookie out of Kansas, 5th-round draft pick, getting a chance to play a little bit. That number 99 you see on the back of the helmets of the Bears, that's in honor of Gaines Adams, the player who was picked up from Tampa, defensive end, who passed away last year. And in his memory, Bears wearing number 99. 2 tight ends in on 3rd and long again. They run it with Alfonso Smith as they go straight ahead and look to put a field goal on the board. Let's see, did they pick up the first down?
Thought he got it.
They got it.
Yeah.
My apologies. Picked up enough for the first down.
You know, you mentioned the New Orleans Saints and how sharp they look, and Breeze, but no one's really been talking about the Chargers. Phillip Rivers and that crew look pretty good too.
No, Rivers, we saw him in preseason, that first preseason game, and he looked sharp. We've reached the 2-minute warning. The Bears have gotten some points on the board, but they trail 14-9. Back at Soldier Field, let's take a look at the Miller Lite key performers in tonight's game for the Bears coming alive. It's beginning in the late in the third quarter and into the fourth quarter. Dan Lefevre, the rookie quarterback out of Central Michigan, 10 for 12, 100 yards, 1 touchdown, the pass to Joaquin Iglesias, and
a nice
run, field goal as well, and a nice run.
Just a good way to manage the game for a young quarterback. Not easy to do, as everyone's talked about with the complexity of Mike Martz's offense. Dan looked very sharp and composed and poised, did all the right things tonight.
Cardinals will play it out. Chester Taylor also on our key performers list with a couple of good runs. One after a catch, another one from scrimmage.
Nice screen, yep.
Bears had a drive in the first half which stalled, and they had a field goal blocked. They missed a field goal as well as a Robbie Gould field goal try hit the upright. Joaquin Iglesias, you had to look at him there.
Yeah, and we talked about he needed to make a move tonight.
Yeah.
He had a couple nice throws. Dan got out on the edge and led him up the field on a scramble, and then he caught the touchdown pass. That's a way to get. You got to do something. Lovey was talking about these guys tonight, and especially next week, have to do things to get our attention.
Well, once again, the Bears went into this game, and you heard in the interview with Lou Canellis, Jay Cutler say that they put too much pressure on themselves trying to perform in this game, third preseason game, and they didn't get it done. Offensively, the Bears were not sharp.
You know, at the end of a game like this, Sam, once you start to regroup and assess everything, you have to just say, look, experience is the best teacher. And for Jay to say, look, maybe we put too much pressure on ourselves. Okay, well, hey, at least they learn what not to do, you know, and next time the season rolls around, this was the dress rehearsal for the season. It's coming up in 2 short weeks. And, you know, hey, if you didn't get it done tonight and you know what you did to correct, you got to get that done.
There are things to be corrected, to be sure. There is time to get it done. There will be another preseason game Thursday night in Cleveland. We'll have it for you at 7 p.m. Central Time from Cleveland. But most of the starters will play maybe a series or 2 at most and then be out of there. Ken Wisenhunt and Lovie Smith acknowledge one another. But the disappointing factor for the Bears, they didn't get the results they wanted. They are beaten by the Arizona Cardinals 14-9. Dan Lefevre is the man who got it done late, the rookie coming in. Matt Leinart played well for Arizona as the Cardinals defeat the Bears 14-0. Our next game is Thursday night from Cleveland, the Bears and the Browns. For Eric Kramer and Lou Canellis, this is Sam Rosen. Thanks for being with us. So long, everyone.